The effect of obedience and avoiding sins. Obedience to Allah Almighty. The path to success in this world and the hereafter. Obedience to Allah Almighty is the basis of a person's success in this world and the hereafter. It requires a Muslim to adhere to the teachings of his religion, follow the commands of Allah Almighty, and avoid what He has forbidden. A Muslim must also fear Allah in secret and in public, and work according to the provisions of Islamic law in all aspects of life. In addition, he must adhere to the morals of Islam, and preach it with wisdom and good preaching, and respond to the suspicions raised by the enemies of the religion. Allah Almighty has promised paradise to believers who do good deeds, as He Almighty said,
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات كانت لهم جنات الفردوس نزلا خالدين فيها لا يبغون عنها حولا.
He also promised them salvation from the fire in the Almighty, saying,
وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا كَانَ عَلَى رَبِّكَ حَتْمًا مَّقْضِيًّا ثُمَّ نُنَجِّي الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوا وَنَذَرُ الظَّالِمِينَ فِيهَا جِثِيًّا.
The impact of obedience is not limited to the afterlife only, but goes beyond that to include improving the Muslim's life in this world in all its aspects, whether social, economic, or scientific. Allah Almighty says,
من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة ولنجزينهم أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون.
A good life is a life full of comfort and happiness, and it is God Almighty's promise to those who commit to obeying Him. The predecessors emphasized the impact of obedience on human life, and some of them said, obedience brings light to the face, light to the heart, abundance of livelihood, strength to the body, and love to the hearts of creation. This indicates that obedience does not only bring reward in the afterlife, but also reflects positively on the life of a Muslim in this world. On the contrary, sins lead to the destruction of these blessings and cause loneliness in the heart. As the more sins there are, the greater the distance between the servant and his Lord. This leads to weak faith and a decline in blessings. Sins also make the servant captive to his devil and increase the hardness of his heart and withhold guidance from him. Obedience is a direct connection between the servant and his Lord, while disobedience leads to a rift between them, and the heart is restricted so that it cannot turn towards Allah Almighty. In conclusion, our religion calls us to commit to obedience and refrain from disobedience. We must be careful not to fall into disobedience to God Almighty, and be careful to obey Him in every word and deed in order to achieve happiness in this world and success in the afterlife.